Alex, you've been here at the University of Michigan for about 2.5 years now and have been a rock star health services researcher, an amazing OBGYN clinician, and already taken on leadership roles in our department. And you've had a lot of mentorship experiences along the way with fellowship mentors, now other mentors kind of in the faculty space. I wonder if you could share a little bit about what that journey has been like as a mentee.
Especially here at U of M, you feel like a kid in the candy shop. There are so many amazing people. There are so many projects that you want to pursue and do. And unfortunately, there are just so many hours in the day. Um, some of my mentors have forced me to take on the 24-hour rule that you never agree to anything before sleeping on it for 24 hours and talking to a mentor, which I think has been really important. And was definitely a misstep that I made when I came here, just being so excited and wanting to do it all. The other rule that we've put into place on my launch team is that every quarter I have to get rid of 10%, which is a really hard task, but your list of things to do is always growing. Um, and being able to work with your mentorship team to figure out what that 10% is really hard. And sometimes it means letting go of a project with a mentor that you were really looking forward to. But ultimately, the plate can only be so full before things start falling off.
Alex, you and I are very similar in this way. We are like the phenotype of people that are really happily overwhelmed most of the time. And we
Right.
don't feel overwhelmed. We're like happily in this state until we're not. And I think we are at risk for high output failure. And so whether that be cutting back the amount of things we're doing or really mapping out when different things are going to get done, and instead of trying to push 15 projects forward at once, pushing one thing forward, getting it done well, and then moving on. So really trying to tackle things in a very organized, strategic, sequential
One
fashion.
of the things I've learned from you is how to leverage your team so that you can be more effective and be working in more spaces at one time, even though perhaps you aren't touching every component at the same time.
Yeah, there's an art to that delegation and kind of figuring out who's good at what and what you can comfortably delegate and know it's going to get done well. And sometimes you have to delegate things that, may not get done as well, but like you don't have time to spend on that thing. And it's so hard because we want everything to be exceptional quality. But I think being that is an executive functioning skill set that we all have to build, that you get to a point where you can't say yes to everything. And so figuring out what actually helps me most effectively have the impact that I want to have on this world. It's a crucial function of mentors to help kind of ask the right questions, to get you thinking along those lines. And it's also true that your mentors can't do that work for
The
you.
ways that that's manifested most clearly for me has been in my launch committee meetings. It's a great time to bring together mentors, all of these different wonderful people who helped me to navigate my career. In my first meeting, my mentors all commented, We don't have a goal statement. We don't know where you want to be." And so, in preparation for the second meeting, I had to put a lot of time to that, thinking about who I want to be as a physician, a researcher, a person. And it really helped to shape the rest of our meeting around that big picture goal. I think that starting your mentor relationships with that framing is so helpful to keep everything on track and in scope. And that goal might change and it might evolve. And your mentors are there with you through that process.
You are literally coming into yourself as you state, this is what my long-term goal is. Alex, I've watched you finish fellowship. You were, had a fair sense of where you're going, but still a little pluripotent. And like now it's like we know exactly what that path is that you're on. You have laid out a vision and everybody's united behind you. And it is just nothing short of magical to watch that process. It's amazing. It's one of the best things about being a mentor is like seeing the light bulb moments happening in real time.